both of them are playing politics.
Okay.
But they need each other. As much as they all have different schools of thought, but they need each other. William Samoei Ruto, the president, needs Raila, and Raila needs Ruto. Remember, Raila is vying for the AUC seat. And for him to get that soft spot, he needs to have the favor of the president, because he's fronted by the nation. When he goes to campaign, he does not campaign as Raila Odinga, he campaigns as Kenya. The ticket is Kenya.
His arms are twisted.
Yes, so that's number one. Number two, Raila is a very smart politician. What Kenyans don't understand is that this arrangement is not an arrangement that just happened because of this Gen Z movement and protests.
Yeah.
Few months ago, I mentioned to you and I told you, one of the agreements with the NADCO report, amongst the things they were discussing, one of the key issues was creation of those positions. So the arrangement to have a coalition government was decided a long time ago. When they decided to do the NADCO discussions at Bomas, they had already decided we're going to work together. So what happened is when these protests came up, it's speeded up the process, and it made Raila now have an opportunity to go and have the handshake alone.
Wow.
So he's gone for the handshake alone. Today, the entire Azimio brigade is falling apart. We had 2 days ago Eugene Omalo saying they want Raila to resign from Azimio, and they're not ready to work with him. Same as Martha Karua, same as Kioni, same as the rest of the Azimio brigade. And I told you, the same game that was played by the BBI agenda is the same game they're playing Raila with this AUC game. And I told you, by the time Raila goes for elections next year, he will lose that position. And number two, he will have lost his entire political base and political friends. You see, when you're going for a political war, you need to build what you call the chest of war. So his chest of wars were Kina Kalonzo, Eugene, the troop they vied with in the last elections. So Ruto knows, if I keep this Mzee busy with these AUC campaigns, and I force him to come work with me, number one, he will lose all his soldiers. That is happening.
Like he did initially.
Like he did initially with the BBI. You understand? Yes. With the BBI. So it's politics. So Mzee is also losing on the other end. But Mzee is also not dumb. He's also playing politics. In what aspect? Number one, Raila has consolidated power in ODM again. He has remained the main Rambo as usual. He was slowly losing relevance. Now he's back. All the people who are potential threats to him, the people who were talking about taking over ODM after Raila Odinga was Ali Hassan Joho, Oparanya, Mbadi, what's the other name, Wandai, and Babu Owino. Those were the possible candidates that were saying we have to take over when Raila goes for the AUC seat in Ethiopia. So what has he done? He's sacrificed all of them. So they should not think that they've gotten positions. Because the first thing that happened, they were told they have to resign. And it is constitutional. You have to resign. And the day they announced that they were mentioned and announced as ministers, the first person to come out and call them out was Edwin Sifuna, who is the Secretary General. Raila in himself, his first statement, he said they went without his blessings. Those were independent decisions. So what does that mean? Raila knows very well that there is no any difference these guys are going to make. I'll tell you, from last elections till today, it's been about 731 days, 732 days from last elections. To the next elections is about 1,097 days. So if you remove campaign period of about 6 months, so it's almost another 750 days. So if the government has not done anything in 730 days, so what big do you think these four people are going to do? And they were given the most critical seats. Most critical seats. And what has Raila done? He's rebranded his ODM with new faces, young faces.
Women in leadership.
Yes, and he's sent out all these troops.
So what's his plan? What do you think is going on in Raila's mind? Because I'm thinking...
I'll tell you, 101% Raila will be in the ballot in 2027.
Because I actually even saw something about that today. Something like him being in that AU position does not stop his political ambitions around.
And he's always said it.
Yes.
And why do you think, if he was sure he was going, why will he dismantle ODM and remove all the threats? It's because he knows he'll be there.
So he's not going to support Kalonzo?
No, definitely.
That one is out of the equation.
No, he can't.
What?
Forget, he can't.
So
and you see, for him, he knows very well, even if his 4 people do not perform,
Yeah.
his hands are out. That's
Correct.
why Raila today, his leg is in, tomorrow it's out.
Yeah.
You know, and he'll blame Uhuru. He will say it's this other person who called me and stuff. So it is not pertaining him. What he'll do, he'll just say, I gave them some of my men. I thought they will perform, and they've not performed.